Which I gotta ask you about this alumni game. What was that like to see all these different eras join together on the court? And what did you think of the event?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was some of them old guys in pretty good shape. But it's fun. I mean, we're fortunate here to have this facility, so those guys are all here all the time. So we get, we see them all the time. Devin's there all the time, and John and Alex, and I mean right down the line. So it's good. It's all good.
Most recently, a lot of these guys from the Final Four team, how much have their games progressed the way you saw it?
Well, they're all making pretty good money, so it's been pretty well because it worked out pretty well for them. So it's just neat having them around. Or the young guys get to see them, get to see what can be, and set their goals in that direction. So it's good.
How's practice gone so far, and what have you seen improvement-wise?
We're passing the ball better. I think that's the biggest thing. We're passing the ball better. They're sharing the ball. They're fun because they play hard. I don't have to come in here and act like a fool to get them to play. They come in and play hard, and they play really well together, care about each other. So it's been good. The trip will be good. I think for our young guys, just to kind of become, I think, more and more a part of the family, so to speak.
Just as good a shape as you've seen Elijah in his college career?
Since he was probably a freshman in high school. He's been really good. Really, really good.
Bob, how do you balance the fun of this trip and the learning aspect of the trip?
Honestly, I think the learning aspect of the trip was the 10 days of practice. I want them to have fun. We're getting ready to get into a grind. Billy just pulled up the preseason top 25 ranking. We're going to play 10 games rather. Excuse me, 10 games against people that are preseason top 25. So it's going to be a hard, long road. I want them to enjoy the experience.
Pay any attention to those preseason things? I know ESPN, you guys top 20?
Only when Billy brings them up. No, never have. I mean, we've been as high as one and not ranked at times. And actually, I don't think we were ranked when we won 31 games with Steve Logan's senior year, so we're paying a whole lot of attention to it.
You mentioned you're passing the ball a little bit better. Did the new guys bring anything with that? I mean, Issa and Beetle Bull, but I know you mentioned in the past.
They will. I don't think to this point because they don't know where to pass it yet. This has been good. They're learning every day. I think they become more and more comfortable every day. And I've said this many times. This isn't a game you can think your way through. You have to react. And to react, you have to do it over and over and over again. So this is good for them, and I think they see. I don't think any of them thought when they came in here that these guys were as good as what they are. And I think the realization hits you that, man, this is a different level. And so they will. I think they all have the ability to pass the ball pretty well.
Speaking of those young guys, you don't need them right away, by and large, which is helpful so they can grow and learn, right?
Well, we need some of them. We don't need them all, probably, but we need some of them. With losing Brandon, we're probably going to lose Brandon for a year, I would guess, and that's a blow. Hopefully, Nate, he comes back.
Coach, for Devin, what's the next step in his maturation, and what do you think realistically he can do this upcoming season?
Well, I think he can have a great year. I've been trying to explain to him that he's got to pass the ball back. When I had dinner with Kenyon Martin when I was in Vegas, and we were talking, and he said that he thought that the best thing that he learned was the better you pass the ball, the more you get ISO, because they can't help. And I think the shot that Tariq made against Buffalo was because the guy from the wing was running down the double down on Devin because they figured we were going to throw it to Devin, which we were. But I think as Devin continues his passing gets better, his recognition gets better, he understands where to throw the ball when the double teams come from whatever different directions. They won't be able to do that. They won't be able to double him, and he ends up ISO'd more. And I think that's the biggest thing that he's starting to figure out. He's passing the ball pretty well.
So these new kids you got, you see some of the raw qualities and maybe some of the other players that you've developed through the years. Do you see any of that in these guys that you recruit?
I don't think any of them are the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep looking for another Van Exel and I can't find one. And I keep looking for another Kenyon Martin, I can't find one.
Where are they?
So I keep telling those guys, like, what do we need? I said, I need another Kenyon, another Nick, another Herb Jones, That helped.
But Kenyon was raw. I remember you telling me that. He was raw.
He was, but he was... The first time I saw Kenyon, we were talking about it at dinner. He was playing Shea Cotton, who was the #1 ranked player in the country. And Shea Cotton was like, everybody just kind of let him go. Didn't let him, but he got it to the rim and dunk it and stick it. And Kenyon was going after every one. I think he ended up fouling out because he blocked stuff. And officials never seen anything like that ever happen before. They've never seen two guys above the rim with their elbows. And I said, who is this guy? But he was limited in what he could do in a lot of other areas. Worked at it. Put time in.
Do you do anything to prepare freshmen when they're coming in for you? I mean, to let them know that they're running into a different kind of coach than they've seen in AAU or wherever.
I've been the voice of reason, Bob.
A loud voice, yeah.
Really. I keep trying to tell a couple of our guys, it's like it's summertime. Relax. Don't want to burn them out already. No, I think they know. I think where people really help us and they don't know they're helping us is they harp on that in their recruiting process so much. Are you going to be able to take them? Are you going to be able to put up with the deals? And so they come in kind of like, this is what I've chosen.
What do they say to you about them that they are willing to come in after hearing that, knowing that they're going to be good stories?
They probably didn't listen to those other guys very well. I think we get guys that want to get better, and that's a good thing. I don't want scared guys. I don't want guys that don't want to get better. I don't want guys that don't want to learn. So they're really helping us. They don't know they are, but they are really helping us.
You think what they see on TV shock them a little bit when they see who you are off the court, away from the arena?
It shocks everyone. And I can remember when I was younger, I'd go in to see coaches and stuff, and I'd go in, we'd sit there and talk for 15, 20 minutes, and invariably everybody'd say, well, you're not anything like what I thought you were like. I said, what do you want me to do, throw a chair? And I don't, my whole thing is just come give me effort. We can fix the other stuff, but just come give me effort. And really, the times that they show on TV, 3/4 of the time, they don't even know who I'm yelling at, and it's usually those guys in the stripes. So majority of the time, they do that.
When you watch and you evaluate kids, you can kick the tires and test spin and stuff, but you can't check input. What are some of the things you look at when you're evaluating guys to say, yeah, this guy can play for me, play where I want to play?
For a long time, it was, I wanted guys that wanted to win, that really competed, and it's hard. And that's when we really see guys. it's hard to see if they really want to win. It's really hard to see if they can pass because nobody passes.
Do you miss the fact that, you know, when you got started in this, you had a relationship with high school coaches, and that was a part of it, and that's changed so much over your career. You miss that a little bit?
We miss it a lot. Yeah. But we've legislated those guys out of it. I mean, we keep saying we're going to legislate them back in, but we never do.
You used to be the guidance counselor and the coach for the two people you talked to, right? You dealt with?
We used to, Larry and I would leave Cincinnati at whatever, 5 in the morning, and we'd drive to wherever, Columbus, and we'd just go from school to school to school to school to school. And then we'd watch a game at night, and then we'd go out with the coaches afterwards, and then we'd come back the next morning, then we would go somewhere else. Then we would go to Dayton, or we'd go to Akron, or we'd go to Cleveland, or whatever. And we just go from school to school, not to recruit guys, but just to establish relationships or make relationships that we had stronger. And you can't do that anymore. You don't have enough days to do that anymore and still be able to recruit the guys you got to recruit. You know, I'm blessed in that my dad is a legend, and all the coaches in Ohio know my dad and know what he did. And my brother took over the camp, so my brother has all those coaches come through the camp, and my brother played at Ohio State, which helps, and my other brother played, so everybody knows the name. But it's not like it used to be. I used to be able to walk in virtually any high school in Ohio, and it was like everybody knew who it was, and it's not knew who it was, but had a relationship.
Was there a trust factor then that maybe he's lost a little bit today?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.